Indie Mogul.
It happens in comic books all the time, crossover events. But in the movies, have you ever seen James Bond team up with Jason Bourne or Resident Evil's Alice take on Freddy Krueger? Never! But in 2012, Marvel will attempt the impossible, a crossover movie of their most popular franchises in the Avengers movie. Let's take a closer look at each of these properties and how they might come together on the silver screen. Click on your favorite character or sit back and enjoy them all. Now let's get started. Iron Man established Marvel as a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood, proving that no, they weren't too close to the source material. Previously, Marvel had let other studios take the reins for some of their biggest properties, and they weren't too happy with the results. And those studios get to keep making Spider-Man, X-Men, and Fantastic Four movies as long as they keep making them. But interestingly, the Avengers isn't just a team franchise, but Marvel is building multiple franchises within that franchise with these solo movies. Kind of like X-Men Origins Wolverine. And Iron Man has been so successful, and Iron Man 2 has so much buzz, that it's currently single-handedly fueling the prospects of the Avengers movie. With that in mind, will Tony Stark really take a backseat to Captain America as he does in the comics? In the Civil War crossover event, he went head-to-head against Captain America, so while they probably won't be opponents in the film, they might still have that tension as they both compete to lead the team. Can you imagine Robert Downey Jr. taking orders from anyone? Well, besides Sam Jackson, that is. And yes, you can bet that Sam Jackson as Nick Fury, whose role is expanding in Iron Man 2, will be ordering around the movie Avengers just as he does the Ultimate Avengers. So look for Iron Man 2 to make some serious money this summer, surpassing the original's impressive haul and making Iron Man the most valuable Avenger of them all. So valuable that even his buddies War Machine and Black Widow have been guaranteed roles in the Avengers movie as well. To build excitement and that must-see element for the Avengers movie, Marvel is making individual films based on two other top Avengers a la Iron Man. First up is Thor, set to be released in May 2011. But how do you make a successful action movie about a Norse god who speaks Shakespearean English? You embrace it, that's how. Marvel has hired none other than Kenneth Branagh to direct, who's Henry V rivals Braveheart when it comes to battlefield awesomeness. Branagh hasn't directed a movie since 2007, and he's never worked with special effects before. It usually takes one movie for a director to really get the hang of the medium, i.e. the considerable jump in quality between X-Men and X2. But again, it's those Shakespearean dialogue scenes that really need to be sold. And if anyone can do it, it's Branagh. Thor will be played by Australian newcomer Chris Hemsworth, most famous for the few minutes he played James T. Kirk's doomed father in the new Star Trek movie last year. Some of you might have also seen him looking very different in A Perfect Getaway, and he'll also be starring in the remake of Red Dawn this winter. Not as fancy a casting choice as Robert Downey Jr., but hey, Marvel's got to keep the cost down of these movies, especially the Avengers, so they need actors who are more interested in star-making turns than big paychecks. Thor's half-brother and nemesis Loki will be played by British theater actor Tom Hiddleston and has also secured a role in the Avengers movie. Know who else is going to be in the Thor movie? The Hulk! Woo! Avengers mini-assemble. Captain America isn't just the flagship character of Marvel Comics, he's the embodiment of America itself. How do you cast that? A lot of people had a lot of different ideas, including legendary comic book artist Alex Ross, who felt Mad Men's John Hamm should play the part. But eventually it went to Chris Evans, who'd already cut his comic book teeth on the role of Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movies. But that's okay, because while both characters exist in the comic book Marvel Universe, they don't in the movie Marvel Universe. The Fantastic Four reside in 20th Century Fox land along with the X-Men, so maybe they can have a crossover, but not here. Jurassic Park 3 and the Wolfman director Joe Johnston will be directing this July 2011 release, which will be Captain America's origin story, which takes place back in World War II. Yes, he'll be fighting Nazis, a la another silver screen legend, Indiana Jones. While it hasn't been made clear if Captain America will make his way to present day in his own movie, he'll certainly end up there for the Avengers movie. But regardless, will international audiences line up to cheer on a character called Captain America? And perhaps for that reason, Marvel might not want Captain America leading the Avengers. International box office is crucial to a movie's success. So yep, it's looking more and more likely that Nick Fury and Iron Man will take center stage. And all these movies will collide in May 2012 in a script by Zach Penn, the man who wrote X2 and The Incredible Hulk, and also Elektra and X3. But Jon Favreau is an executive producer on the film, and he's going to make sure this movie keeps his Iron Man franchise going strong. Who else will be in the Avengers? Unfortunately, famed comic book Avengers Wolverine and Spider-Man won't be there because remember, they're tied up at other studios. However, there's a very good chance Edward Norton will be back as Bruce Banner, which is awesome because otherwise Robert Downey Jr. is going to stick out like a sore thumb fighting alongside a bunch of 20-somethings. And will the Black Widow be the only woman in this men's club, or will the Wasp and Miss Marvel make their big screen debuts? And afterwards, maybe one of them will get their own movie as well, like the guys? Who do you want to see in the Avengers movie? What do you not want to see? Write your thoughts down below and be sure to check back with Beyond the Trailer for reviews and news on all these Marvel movies. I'm Grace Randolph and you've just gone Beyond the Avengers.